Welcome back to episode 3. This episode is all about best practices while working in a channel. Today we'll talk about mentions, notifications, formatting messages, emoji reactions, threading, and your friendly NWS weather bot. Let's get going. For some context, here's where we are in the exclusive NWS Chat 2.0 Slack video series. I'm excited to share some channel best practices that'll help ensure success when communicating in Slack. We'll start by kicking things off with the @mention feature. A mention is a way to tag someone in Slack to notify them directly about a conversation. When you mention someone in a public channel or in a private channel they're a part of, they'll receive a notification. This is a great way to get a hold of people when you need them. As you start to collaborate in Slack, keep these profile naming conventions in mind. These are just a few examples of what you'll see in the platform. We did this so you could easily and quickly recognize who you're talking to. In the example above, NWS Pocatello Pat White lets us know that Pat White is with NWS at the Pocatello WFO. Let's take a look at how you mention someone in Slack. All you need to do is type in the @ symbol and then start typing their name. When their name auto-populates, you can select it or select Enter to mention them. After sending your message, the user will find the notification in Channel, Direct Message, or the Activity tab, which we'll touch upon again in just a bit. There's also a way to notify an entire channel via mentions. Typing @here will notify all online members of a channel. You should use this when you only need the attention of people who are actively working in the channel. This is great if you need to get a question answered quickly by colleagues or partners who have Slack open. Typing @channel will notify all members of a channel, even if they are inactive and offline. It will trigger a desktop or mobile notification for all members of the channel, whether their availability is set to active or away. So @channel has a bit of a broader reach. Please use these sparingly. We don't want to create a ton of unnecessary notifications, but they're definitely relevant during severe weather. If you need to ensure that everyone in a channel is notified of something, lean on @here or @channel followed by your message. Finally, there's a way to notify multiple users at once via a user group. This works similarly to @mentions, but instead of typing someone's name, you'll type the name of the user group, such as @Chicago Emergency Managers. This will notify all members of that user group at the same time. In order to request a user group for your office or partners, navigate to the Help Slack NWS channel and locate the user group workflow found in the Bookmarks menu. We'll review more tips and tricks around navigating the Help channel during episode 5 of our video series. Now, what exactly happens when someone mentions you or mentions an entire channel? That brings us to our next topic, notifications. There are a few different ways to view notifications in Slack. The first is from your Home tab. Anytime there's unread activity in a conversation, the conversation or channel name will appear bold in your sidebar. You'll also see a numbered badge if someone mentions you in a channel or direct message. These are the types of notifications you'll want to prioritize since someone is directly mentioning you in a conversation. You'll also see a badge if someone uses the @here or @channel command, since that's a way to tag everyone. Sometimes you'll see one of your channels is bolded, but it won't have that white badge next to it. That means there are new messages in that channel, but you haven't been specifically mentioned. And lastly, if a channel isn't bold, that means there aren't any new messages. So there's nothing new to read, and the only reason you'd click into it is maybe to say something yourself or search for historical information. You can also manage notifications via your Activity tab. Anytime someone mentions your name, tags a channel, emoji reacts to a post you authored, it'll appear here. Additionally, anytime someone contributes to a threaded conversation you're a part of, you'll find it in Activity. Personally, I spend most of my time in this tab. It's meant to be a dedicated view of conversations you're a part of and might need to action on. You also have the option to filter the Activity tab. So if you want to view only your mentions, you can do so here. Same idea with threads and reactions. You can also filter to view activity that's unread. In short, if you want a holistic view of all channels, direct messages, and apps, you can find that in the Home tab. If you want a filtered view, of conversations and notifications that involve you use activity. I recommend starting your day with the activity view, then navigating to your home tab to review messages in your priority channels. Finally, I recommend checking on your direct messages or all unreads that you might have received when Slack was closed. To change your notification settings, access the Preferences menu by clicking your profile icon in the bottom left. Once in the Preferences menu, you can adjust both the types of push notifications you'll get and when you'll get them. Let's take a look at how this looks in Slack. We'll review notification preferences, schedules, and how to pause notifications. Once in Preferences, you can set up keyword notifications if you'd like. These are great for more granular notifications. Based on the keywords you set up, like tsunami in this example, Slack will alert you anytime they're mentioned. If you want to be alerted anytime a specific county is mentioned in Slack, you can add it in here too. Keep in mind, keyword notifications won't work with apps like the WeatherBot. Additionally, keywords in messages sent in threads won't trigger a notification. By default, only direct messages, mentions, and keywords will trigger notifications in Slack. Make sure you scroll down to set up your own notification schedule. This tells Slack when it should notify you, particularly important for any shift workers. Slack will automatically go on Do Not Disturb outside of any of these working hours. From Preferences, you can also do things like change your Slack theme, change the noise Slack makes when you have a new message, and change what appears on your sidebar. Tip: if you'd like to view all unread messages at once, you can select Unreads to appear in your navigation sidebar. Unreads is a great area to check after you've reviewed messages in your activity area and reviewed your priority channels. If you're ever working on something and need to turn your notifications completely off, head back to your profile photo and pause notifications. This will pause notifications from Slack until you're ready to receive them again. And if you're curious to see what members are online, select the members icon and look for the green dot next to their name in any channel. Next, we'll explore some formatting options for when you're composing a message in Slack. When you need to send a message, use the Composer window found at the bottom of your Slack screen. Here, you can use any of these features within the Composer to format your message. The formatting options are similar to those available when composing an email, but also include some goodies like my favorite, creating an ordered list, adding emojis, or even a hyperlink. Another fun fact, Slack will spell check your messages and make suggestions for correct spelling right in the window. Slack's spell check settings can be found via Slack Preferences under Language and Region. Keep in mind that if using Slack via browser, your browser settings may override spell check, so you'll need to ensure those are adjusted as well. Let's take a look at how to format your messages to create emphasis. If you're looking for a way to better distinguish what type of user is sending messages, you can lean on the profile naming conventions. Remember, every user type starts with a corresponding acronym. In this example, EM equals an emergency manager. Change your profile photo to an agreed upon color for your office or community. Preface messages with an emoji of your choice. For example, maybe messages from the weather service start with a NWS emoji, whereas messages from emergency managers might start with a siren. Or you can lean on the formatting bar to adjust your text. There's currently no way to change the color of your text in Slack, but you can make things bold, italic, or coded in red. And here's a pro tip. To create line breaks, press Shift plus Return buttons to jump to a new line without sending your message. Next, we'll review emoji reactions. Emoji reactions are a perfect way to visually respond without typing a response. Anytime someone emoji reacts to a post you authored, you'll find it in the activity area of your sidebar. Reactions can actually speed up the experience of work in Slack. If you're in a channel and someone sends through a photo or document for you to review, go ahead and emoji react with a set of eyes to indicate you're looking into it. Especially helpful if you're getting a ton of images from the media and don't want to respond and say, "Thank you, I see this," every single time. Just emoji react to acknowledge you've seen it. To emoji react, you'll hover over a message and either apply a default emoji or find another emoji you'd like to use. In the WFO Topeka, Kansas channel, the eyes let the forecaster know that the image was seen without responding to the message with text. We're nearing the end of the episode and we've already covered so much. Our next topic is threading conversations. In Slack, threads keep conversations organized by connecting responses to the context of the original message. It's sort of like a conversation within a conversation. Threading a reply isn't always necessary. In fact, we do not recommend threading when communicating around a severe weather event. It's critical that we don't allow important information to get buried, so please use good judgment and do not thread during a severe weather event. From your sidebar, you can keep an eye on all your threads via the Activity tab. Remember, Activity contains all conversations you've been mentioned in or are a part of. You can even filter to just view threads. Let's take a look at emoji reacting and threading in action. Let's say I'm looking at this post here from Liza and I want to let her know. So I'll put eyes on it. That way she knows I'm looking into it, and so does everybody else in the channel, so that we don't duplicate our efforts. I'm going to reply to the thread, so I'll click reply to thread, or view a thread if one has already been started, and type my reply. Next, I'll go ahead and click add a reaction and add a green check mark. I started by putting eyes on the message because I was looking into it, and once I've answered in thread, I've now checked it as complete. Additionally, I want to note that as you work in channel, you can always just toss on a set of eyes to acknowledge you see something, like this photo sent from Liza. Last but not least, let's talk about the WeatherBot. The WeatherBot monitors and posts information about weather alerts and observed severe wind speeds from surface observations. Your local admins are responsible for subscribing keywords to each of your channels. As you can see in the image on screen, the partial text of the product is displayed. If you'd like to see more, just click to expand. Let's review our key takeaways from this episode. Use mentions to notify colleagues directly. Clearly format your messages. Use the tools in the Composer window to craft messages that are easy to understand. Use emoji reactions often to indicate you've seen something. And lastly, lean on the Activity tab to keep a track of conversations you're a part of. For a more holistic view of all channels, direct messages, and apps you're a part of, you can lean on the Home tab and keep an eye out for any badges. Please join us in our next episode where we'll explore ways to customize and personalize Slack. Thanks so much. Bye for now.